Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of attributes of quadratic function graphs. This is standard A.7A in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 46 of the 2019 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So, we have a graph of a quadratic function k shown here, and we've got three statements here. It can be 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, or 1, 2, and 3. All right, so let's see what we're looking at here. Statement 1 says the x-intercept is located at 3, 0. Okay, so x-intercept actually has three different names that we need to keep in mind here. Sometimes it's called the x-intercept, sometimes it's called the 0, and sometimes it's called the solution. And the reason all three of these have different names is just they're different ways to describe the same idea. So when f of x equals 0, we're looking for what is that x value. Okay, so that's why we call it the solution, or sometimes we'll call it the 0 because we're looking at the y. The y value is going to be 0, but really it's just where does your parabola intercept the x-axis. So most have two x-intercepts, so let's see where this one has one. It looks like it does just have that one, so parabola is literally sitting on the x-axis. So we have a vertex right there, and that pair of coordinates, x is -3, y is 0. Yep, that looks good. All right, so we are good with 1. And let's see, so that's x-intercept is located at -3, 0. If that's true, then it can be f, it can be g, and it can be j. Let's get rid of h. All right, number 2. The coordinates of the y-intercept are 0, 9. Now, x-intercept has got three different names. X-intercept, 0, solution. Y-intercept, it's got just one name. And you're always just going to have one y-intercept, and that's where the graph crosses the y-axis. And you're only going to have one unless, your parabola gets rotated and it opens sideways. So that is going to be, let's see, 0, 9. Well, let's see. That's 0, 9. That does visually look like a y-intercept there. Now, it says the coordinates and is located at. Sometimes the x-intercept will just give you the x-axis. So they could have said the x-intercept is -3. They could have said the y-intercept is 9. Simply because we know that the x value of a y-intercept has to be 0 since it's crossing the axis there. And the x-intercept has to have a y value of 0 since it's crossing the axis there as well. So 2 is correct. So we can get rid of g. So we've got two choices. It's either f or j. So let's check out number 3. The axis of symmetry is x equals -3. Now if we look on our mathematics chart, mathematics formula, we'll see a formula. We'll see x equals -b over 2a. Not really helpful unless we actually have it in standard form. We know what b and a are. We can just visually see an axis of symmetry. It's going to be where we could fold this parabola in half and have it be identical or congruent on either side. And it does look like it's going to be that -3. And it always does use this notation here. X equals, and then what's the x value? And if you notice, the x value is going to be always the same x value of your vertex, so -3. So 3 is good, which means my answer is J.